बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम and welcome to another session on research methodology. तो आज हम जिसकी बात करेंगे that's going to be research paradigm. So let's have a look. Today we'll talk about in this video is about research philosophy. और research philosophy से पहले a research student should be knowing about research process ताकि you should be aware of the steps that you're going to take while you embark on your research journey. So इसके साथ साथ we'll also be talking about the research paradigms, or that actually is about the philosophy that is all or the assumptions that are underpinning your research. So for a research student, it's important कि ना सिर्फ उसे research process का पता हो, बल्कि उसे ये भी पता हो कि जो वो research कर रहा है, उसकी philosophical assumptions क्या हैं, या which paradigm does the research that he is pursuing belongs to. See this, it's important to understand that कि research सिर्फ एक तरीके से नहीं की जाती. Our world is complex. So let's take an example of कि from the physics कि the radioactivity as a phenomena, discovery उसकी सिर्फ discovery तक ही नहीं महदूद रही, बल्कि it has been applied to understand or to have other applications. Just one of the applications of radioactivity is making of the atomic bomb. और यहाँ तक ही research खत्म नहीं हो जाती, बल्कि आगे further there is understanding of the phenomena कि what are the implications on the consensus कि ये atomic bomb बनाना अच्छी बात थी या नहीं थी. So see this, एक ही phenomena के against there are so many research questions that need to be asked. और हर इन 3 examples में से each consists of a particular paradigm that it belongs to. So for a research student, if you're researching something, it's important कि आपको मालूम हो कि आपकी research किस paradigm में fall करती है, because then it has its assumptions जो कि fulfill होनी चाहिए, and at the same time it has limitations to the research itself, to the way you do your research, to the way you arrive at the truth or the knowledge. It has those limitations. And more importantly, the research paradigm actually dictate करती है आपकी research approaches को. Of course, if you belong to a particular paradigm and you're having particular assumptions about your research, तो वो डिक्टेट करेगी आपने उस नॉलेज को कैसे लेना है जो कि you're trying to acquire that knowledge. And of course we'll also talk about कि as a research student why you need to know the philosophy of research as a researcher itself. So for that you need to understand 2 phenomena. That is a simple ignorance. Simple ignorance वही है जो कि researcher knows about this. Okay, you research. Why? Because there is something that you do not know, and you are interested in pursuing it, and you're interested in getting to know that. तो वो है simple ignorance. For instance, आपने literature review किया, you knew about a phenomena, and you identified a gap. तो आपको पता चला कि this gap is where the researchers do not know and I do not know. So let's know this. ये problem जो है ये इसका solution, let's find out. So this is the easy part. I mean, like, this is what most of the researchers know. That is why they research, क्योंकि उन्हें मालूम होता है ऐसी क्या चीज़ है that they do not know, and they strive towards knowing it. But there is another thing that is called compounded ignorance, or compounded ignorance ये है when you do not know what you do not know. So imagine if you do not know what you do not know as a researcher, you might fall into this कि आपको मालूम है कि आपको नहीं मालूम. What you do know, you know that you do not know. So as a result, you might fall into this क्या कहते हैं खुशफहमी या गलत फहमी कि आपको मालूम है कि जो आपको नहीं आता. And as a result, it will prevent you from knowing. And compounded ignorance is rampant in terms के in most of the cases it's because of the ignorance about the research paradigms. And I give you an example. literature reviews in our field, from where I belong to, computing. Computing की दुनिया में, ये research दुनिया में, some of the people, some of the researchers, वो ये consider करते हैं कि systematic literature review उसको research नहीं मानते. So there could be two ways, you know, that the researcher form this opinion. One of the ways is कि शायद वो किसी एक particular research method को या methodology को बहुत अच्छा समझते हो, या you know, a number of research methodologies that they are proponent of, and you know they like that. और दूसरा reason ये हो सकता है कि ये they have this compounded ignorance about the research paradigms, कि उन्हें मालूम ही नहीं है कि you know philosophically कौन कौन से research paradigms exist करते हैं, and they do not know how research is carried out, you know, using literature review. And of course, I'll give you an example from the research domain as a whole. कि you know, sometimes when जो thesis, PhD के thesis जाते हैं to, you know, for the evaluation, for their final evaluation, and especially if it contains multiple research paradigms in it, तो क्या होता है कि you know the evaluator वो एक part को तो evaluate कर देता है, लेकिन दूसरे part को evaluate नहीं करता, because you know either he does not know what that part is, or he doesn't know कि it exists or not. So as a result, it's important कि as a research student, before you embark on your research journey, आपको मालूम हो कि आप पैराडिम कौन कौन सी एग्जिस्ट करती हैं और आप किस पैराडिम में रहते हुए रिसर्च कर रहे हो. All the more reasons to know कि उस पैराडिम की limitations क्या हैं.